Hello and welcome to my hardcore world. I'm so excited to see you. In previous episode I built this beautiful lighthouse that is also an iron farm. Check out my previous video if you want to build this in your world. I really like the build and I know for sure this iron farm is very productive because I had one just like that before. There is only one issue I had with this farm because it's located in spawn chunks. It produces so much iron and poppies. The system was constantly overloaded with them, so I need to upgrade this farm. Therefore, today I will build item sorter and shulker loader, and you can follow along if you want to recreate it in your world. The design that I will make will be completely tileable, so you can use it in different farms as well. I only have one tiny problem. The space inside is too small. The lighthouse is quite narrow, but don't worry, I will show you how to adjust this item sorter and shulker loader to have more optimal configuration. So first of all, I'm starting from building a floor. This is because I want to decorate the bottom level. I want the entrance of my lighthouse be nice and kind of hide the redstone. So my plan is to build item dropper on top and the rest of the redstone here. It's also a good idea to keep the redstone away from the place where iron golem can potentially spawn. So first I will start from building item dropper, and I put this hopper here temporary because I don't want items to drop into nothing. Also, I will need to build glass tube. The problem with droppers is they don't drop items straight down. Items can drop left or right, so you have to have a tube. Oh, so nice, I already have some items here, and it hasn't been long since I built this farm. So item dropper is extremely easy. First of all, I will need a dropper instead of this chest. And I need to place it looking down. Not like that. Sometimes it takes a little bit of creativity to place these redstone blocks. So dropper, just like that, down. And all you need to do after that is to place comparator, getting out of the dropper, and loop the redstone signal back to the dropper. In my case, I will place comparator over here. Whoops, misclick. So now it's powering the spruce block. And I will need to loop the signal just like that. I just need few solid blocks. Then I need redstone repeater coming from this block. I don't need any delay on it. I'm sorry, I misclicked again. And just few redstone dust. And item dropper is ready. Very simple. So whenever anything goes inside the dropper, the comparator will detect that immediately and send the signal back to the dropper to drop the item. Very easy, very simple. I hear some iron golem burning. Let me show you how it goes. Yeah, you see that? Now that the item dropper is ready, we can go down and continue with our item sorter and shulker loader. But first I will need to finish this tube. As you see, items are dropping to the wrong place, and a little bit of light will help. I will start building redstone from the bottom up. Well, because it's easier building from the bottom than from the top. However, bear in mind that the system will be 8 blocks tall. As with any farm, we start from output. Barrels are ideal for this. Then you put 2 hoppers feeding into these barrels. This is where the full shulker outputs will go. Then, right behind the hopper, place 2 droppers looking up. Now place 4 observers looking towards the outside. So this is the first level of the redstone. You can see how it looks. Now place 2 comparators on top of the hoppers. And then place 2 solid blocks over here. On the other side, place 2 full redstone blocks. This part of the redstone is designed to detect whether the shulkers are full or not. So when they are full, it's going to be time to collect them. Place 2 redstone dust just like that. And 2 more on top of redstone block. Now you need to place pistons. They are gonna destroy shulkers when they will be completely full. But how are they gonna do it? That redstone signal with 14 will change to 15. When the shulker is completely full. Let me show you the example. Now it's the power of 14 because of the redstone block next to it. And with this redstone block, it changed to 15. Now we need a system to detect it and send this information to the piston as well as dispenser with shulkers that will reload it. And it's easy to do with just observers. Also, I will put shulkers right here temporarily. And hoppers feeding right into it. This is gonna be our input. Now I put more observers looking into hoppers. And sticky pistons looking downwards. Downwards, I said. This is basically shulker loader. Now I need to build item sorter on top of it. So I would need to build some hoppers going up, but because I have very limited space, I had to kind of bend the system, because that's where the input is. If you work with more space than I do, you wouldn't need 2 extra hoppers. So we have hoppers here and 2 solid blocks 1 block away. So we have 2 repeaters placed looking towards the hoppers, just like that. Now we place 2 more solid blocks. And more solid blocks on top of the repeater, as well as behind. Now we place redstone torch, right over here, and 2 hoppers going up. Few more solid blocks over here. And now place some redstone dust. Place comparators, just like that. And hoppers feeding into the comparators. Now for the input hoppers, they should all point to the side, going into the overflow chest. So let's place overflow chest and put hoppers feeding into it. I want to note for this system, because I have item droppers from the top, I have items going one by one into the input hopper. If you do this system in any other farm, there should be 1 more input hopper, so the top line of hoppers will be 1 longer on the right side. Don't worry, I'll show you. Now for the sorter itself, in one of the hoppers that are looking into the comparator, place 4 blocks that are blockers, so it shouldn't be iron or poppy. And 41 iron ingots, or 41 poppies. So pretty much the system is ready. It wasn't that hard and resources are not so big, but it will save me so much time by sorting and loading the shulkers. You can see how the system looks from the side. The very last step that you need to do is to load the dispensers with shulkers. So as soon as this shulker is ready, it will reload itself. I have low trust in my redstone abilities. Therefore, I placed almost full shulker over here, and let me show what happens when it becomes full. It works! But the dropper was empty, that's why it didn't replenish the shulker box. So let's craft some shulkers. Luckily I have very productive shulker farm, so I don't have shortage of those. And actually I have plenty of space over here, so I can place hopper looking into the dispenser and a barrel just like that. That way I can have even more shulkers, ready to be filled with iron. Unfortunately it wouldn't work if you have more slices than 2. There are different systems, but I chose this design because it's kind of reliable. The one more upgrade that I recommend is to put some solid blocks next to that comparator to make sure that the shulker breaks and doesn't fall down outside of our system. And now I just wait. As I said before, this iron farm is located in the spawn chunks, so it's gonna work constantly. So eventually I will get lots and lots of shulkers of iron. And while I'm waiting for that, I need to build an interior for this lighthouse. And while I do that, let me show you how my item sorter and shulker loader works in a different farm that has way more different inputs. So this is my mob farm. Very simple, very easy, but it has way more different output. As you see, the input line has 1 more hopper on the right. This is to make sure that all the drops from the mobs will go into the system one by one, so we don't have an overflow problem. And the output are bones, gunpowder, string, and also rotten flesh. In the overflow, I keep arrows and maybe a few other random drops. For example, chicken meat, feathers, bottles. I just don't care about arrows, so eventually I will make system to burn them. They are just too many. And since I had more space to build this redstone, you can see that input hoppers are going in the straight line, so there is no need to do that bend that I did in the other farm. Is that all drops are actually sorted and loaded into their shulkers. And I have a small corridor for the access if I want to restock the shulkers in the droppers. Yeah, for all productive farms that you have in your world, having item sorter and shulker loader is really great idea. You will never regret that, trust me. But hey, about decorating this room. I want this place to be cozy and every time I visit this farm, I don't want to look at the bare walls. And hey, would you look at that? I decorated this room very simply. I put cozy fireplace and table with chairs to sit next to it. I put iron ores in the corner to indicate that it's actually iron farm. Also some coal blocks, or to be precise, coal ore. In the other corner I put plenty of chests. And in this corner, a skeleton. Hey, what should I name you? I caught this skeleton during Halloween, and I don't really have use for it just now. Maybe sometime in the future. Now it will be like my decoration. Also, I added some candles for atmosphere and a little bit of greenery, just to add some color. These ladders go up to my redstone, so I can have free access whenever I need to reload shulkers or just tend to the farm. I put some solid blocks right here and added plenty of shulkers. And while I was doing all of this, look, I already have full shulker with iron. That's so great! Now I can either trade it or save it for all of my future redstone projects. With new upcoming Minecraft update, I'll need lots of them, and the system seems to be working just fine. I'm so happy with how this project turned out to be. Now I'm really determined to build all the other farms in this world more aesthetic. But there is still one more problem with this Lighthouse iron farm. Can you spot it? It's not connected to land in any way. Anytime I want to come, I need to swim. Don't get me wrong, I like swimming. But it will be so much better if I connect this farm to my village and to my island. So in the next episode, I will create a very cute bridge to go together with this farm. So stay tuned and see you in the next episode. By the way, if you liked this video, please consider subscribing, put like and drop a comment. It will help me so much, and it will motivate me for more creations. Thank you so much for being here. So until the next time, bye!